Hi, this is Philip. I said I would record another longer video explaining how I open up my third eye. I have described it briefly that I believe that we are born with this ability to open and see energies, and our abilities are dampened by society, by family, by school, by other belief systems. In some societies, not every society, there are some societies that nurture this ability and allow children to grow into adults that have clairvoyant abilities. I know some people still have that connection to clairvoyance and having their third eye open, but what I believe is a lot of people are afraid to see what's on the other side, and that prevents them from fully opening up. So what I will explain here is the process of how I open up my third eye. Once again, I remember being a child and seeing energies. Mine started opening up back again when I was 18, but it fully opened up when I was 21. And I feel like there's an important process to understand before going through anything where you're opening up spiritually. It requires the mental understanding and the emotional fortitude and the structure to help you develop and to grow into those abilities once more. And what do I mean by that? Mentally, you're opening up your capacity to understand that there's more than just this physical realm. There are more than just these light beings, and you're in a realm of duality, and you are opening yourself to the spectrum of seeing everything in this realm of duality. That's the first thing I would tell people. Be prepared to see everything. And I know adults that are clairvoyant that don't want to see everything, but they're still very reluctant to see those energies. I don't recommend tuning into that, but I also know for me that's what started happening. And essentially I started understanding that there's nothing to fear. I am protected, I'm guided, I'm loved, and these energies are not actually going to physically harm me. And I'm here to help them, guide them back to a place where they can remember who they are. That's a whole nother video. But essentially, why I'm sharing this experience is that the mental understanding is incredibly important. The emotional component, if we have a lot of heavy emotions, judgments, resentments, anger, those are energies that can bog us down into not fully opening our heart. And what I understand is that the heart is the center of this, the center of your ability to open up the higher abilities. That was what happened for me. And when I started to work on these emotions like anger, resentment, and judgments, and started balancing my perceptions to understand more of a gratitude perspective, understanding how that certain things that I deemed negative were serving me and more benefits instead of negatives in my life, and understanding the bigger picture. And once the bigger picture started to click for me, I did a heart opening practice. I can share the heart opening practice, but it's connected to another organization that I don't feel like sharing at this moment. Not that it's negative or bad, I just don't want to sponsor them at the moment. But I believe you can do it without that process. And through gratitude, through my heart opening, it activated my ability to see. It helped me to tune in to what my heart was telling me. And I felt like this organ, the pineal gland, started working again. And that energy center opened up. And that process over time, through meditation, through gratitude, through energetic clearing, through detoxifying, through every process to get myself clear, because it is all those factors that I mentioned: detoxing physically, emotionally, energetically. All those practices are integral for your ability to see more clearly. And that could be like a whole master course. I don't have that developed at the moment. Maybe it just, for me, it's easier to show you in person. And maybe if you're in the Los Angeles area, if I start teaching again, I can show you what that looks like. And I believe a lot of people are already really clairvoyant. It's just about remembering the truth and remembering how to use your abilities and trusting your abilities, and your empowerment comes from you believing that you are doing this. And a lot of our society has taught us not to believe us. There's not that level of reinforcement to help us, reassuring people and ideas to reinforce these type of ideas, beliefs, and experiences. So hopefully this video was here to help you with that, to help you remember that you can do this and you already have this inside of you. I'm not going to sell you an expensive course. I used to just sell my class for 20 bucks, and for a couple hours I would help people open up their third eye just by osmosis, I believe, by transmission. And it was important for me to do that, as that is my mission, is to help protect people and also be a teacher. So if this was helpful for you and you got something out of it, please let me know. Check out my Ko-Fi meditations. I'll link them down below. And I'll record more videos like this to help you in your awakening, in your process, in your journey. Thank you so much.